Welcome ladies and gentlemen to my YouTube channel. Hope you are all doing well. My name is Regan. For my returning viewers and also to my new subscribers, I usually appreciate so much for great support always. So now, today, William Samoei Ruto was in Machakos, attending a certain church service in AIC Bomani. And during that church service now, there is something which William Samoei Ruto has come out to say, which will shock you, because I want you to listen to this video, then we proceed. But before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, as you always do, ensure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not subscribed. Otherwise, thank you so much for that subscription. And again, don't forget to give a video a thumbs up. So for now, I want you to listen to what William Samoei Ruto is saying. Then we proceed.
Usiwache mtoto wako alelewe barabarani na watu wengine. Mmesikia msemo unaosema asiyefunzwa na mzazi wake, mnajua atafunzwa na nani? The police are trained to deal with criminals. They are not trained in parenting. So, if you surrender your children to the police, what do you expect? Please.
So now, William Samoei Ruto is coming out now to label the protesters or the youths as nini? As criminals and terrorists. So they have reached at a point where now they are referring to certain people as terrorists. And that's why tuliona jana walishika nani? Walishika Boniface Mwangi. And there is some of the photos coming out. Wanasema ati Boniface Mwangi alipatikana sijui na nini, sijui tiaga. So you can clearly tell, up to now, this government, they are now profiling other people like terrorists. And that's why as a youth sahi, ukishikwa, upelekwe pale ndani, watakucharge with nini? With terrorism. Unashangaa ulifanya nini? It means now, the government, they have changed their tune. Why? Because a peaceful protester, a person with only a flag of Kenya, a whistle, and a trumpet now is being profiled as a terrorist. But remember, in this government, we are having some of the leaders, hata wapi nitakana waitwe nini? Waitwe terrorist. Because the things they are doing and the things they are performing, it can also lead to that thing. So for now, William Samoei Ruto and his allies wanna profile other people as nini? As the terrorist. And that's why up to now, if you are youth and you are being arrested, at the end of the day, you will be charged with terrorism. And that's why now, on that video, William Samoei Ruto is coming out to tell you that police were not trained to parent. Rather than they are trained to deal with criminals. Remember, huwa nawaambia, not all the police officers are bad people. Remember that. But there is a section of them which this government, they are trying to weaponize them and trying to use them against the common mwananchi. And that's why William Samoei Ruto is coming out now to tell us that nini? Ati wazazi wachunge nini? Watoto yao. So na hii mara ya kwanza tunasikia William Samoei Ruto akisema wazazi wachunge watoto yao. No. Hii si mara ya kwanza. So for now it has reached a point, William Samoei Ruto ajui what next. Ajui what's really happening. And that's why ana come out now profiling people like terrorists and criminals. And that's why amesema yeye watu waachane na nini? Na polisi wake. Underline that word, polisi wake. So for now, unaweza pata that yeye ako kwa mstari mbele kutetea the police. But remember, not all the police are bad. It's just a section of them who are being used against the common mwananchi. Unajua, some of the times, these police huwa wanapewa some of the orders. And again, they usually consider. Wanasema sasa, tusipofanya, tutafutwa kazi. Ama tusipofanya saa zingine sisi wenyewe maisha yetu inaweza kuwa tarini ama maisha ya familia zetu. And that's why some of the sometimes huwa mimi mwenyewe naonanga some of the police huwa wanasukumwa beyond the limit. And that's why huwa wana end up kufanya kitu yenye at least mwenye amewatuma basi afurahi. But ikuange ati ni kwa hiari yao. No, it's usually the pressure. And that's why police, they have orders. Unajua sometimes these police, they are being misused. Kwa sababu the leader now atakama out, or the order itakam from above. Inakwambia enda shika ule, enda shika ule. But in real sense, wewe mwenyewe unajua mwenye unaenda kushika hata ana makosa. Just because the order came from above. And that's why I usually tell you this. Not all the police officers are bad people. But some of them, due to orders coming from above, usually leads them to a big problem. So up to now, William Samoei Ruto is coming out now kutetea sasa ile section yenye the government wanatumia. Achana sasa na hii section yenye ati ni wazuri. Sasa saa hii yeye anakuja kutetea wale wenye wanafanya makosa. Remember, the police has the police officer, they usually follows the orders. And again, they are being guided by the law. So up to now, wezi niambia ati polisi akishafanya makosa, unakama out kutuambia ati tuachane na polisi wako. What does that mean? So for now, even there is a video, I saw it, I think it was last week. I saw it showing us how the Subaru men, the Subaru men, you can clearly know that the Subaru men, they are abducting a person in a day broad light. So for now, how bado unataka kuniambia ni watu wenye tunaweza wategemea? Hakuna. Because for now where we have reached now as a common mwananchi, sahi kutegemea polisi saa zingine, si wote tutawategemea, no, because haujui sasa nani ndio nani and nani ndio nani. But majority of them, they are good, but a few, just a few, they are being used with this government. Si ati inakuanga hiari yao. Kenyans, just know, haikuangi ati kwa hiari yao, no, inakuanga tu just because of order and a lot of pressure. And again, huwa wanaconsider, wanasema nisipofanya hii nitafutwa kazi, nisipofanya hii tena maisha yangu na familia tena inaweza kuwa nini? Inaweza kuwa hatari. And that's why they mostly does sometimes things zenye hata wewe mwenyewe huwezi amini ni askari amefanya nini? Amefanya. But for now, the government is taking an advantage on them to use them and to give them primitive orders. And that's why even Cabinet Secretary of Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, came out and told them that mtu yote mwenye anakaribia police station, piga yeye risasi. So you can clearly tell up to now, the government wanna look for an alternative option in order that to use the police against the common mwananchi. And that's why kwa hiyo video umesikia William Samoei Ruto anatuambia that nini? Police are not trained to parent. Ndio tumekubali. Police are not trained to parent. But remember, the same police yenye anaongelelea, they have families, they have relatives. Unataka kuniambia hata kama wewe ni polisi, hauwezi penda watoto wako at just because you are trained, you must parent. So hii mambo ya nini? Hii mambo ya William Samoei Ruto kusema that atio police are only trained to deal with criminals. First of all, hapa kwa country yetu, hatuna hii mavurugu day in day night. So police are just to offer security to a common mwananchi and other things. So for now, William Samoei Ruto is profiling it as if it is a big thing. That's why he's saying police are not trained to parent, rather than they are trained to do what? To deal with criminals. So up to now, remember, how police wenye wanafanyanga makosa ni rahisi wapatikani. But due to government influence, hawawezi patikana. Why? Because the government, they are trying to sugarcoat it. Who are trying to sugarcoat things. And that's why even Matiang'i today has come out to tell us that all these police wenye unaonanga wanafanya makosa, ama unapata mwingine alipiga mwenzake risasi na nini, wanaweza patikana. But the reason is, this government, they are not willing to do the correct thing. And that's why unapata polisi akishafanya makosa hapatikani. At the end of the day, mnatafuta justice yenye hamtaipata. Very few wenye wanapata justice. So up to now, it is the willing of the government which is not there. But ingekuwa hapo, hao polisi hata wenye wanatumika, hawangekuwa wanakubali kutumika. Why? Because wangekuwa wanapatikana very fast. So up to now, si tunashanga mbona hao watu wapatikana. And that's why Matiang'i is saying like this.
And by the way, no one should tell you that we cannot get to the person who actually shot that person. Because you see, these teams move in the command in small groups as platoons and so on, and they are assigned particular areas when they are given assignments in the morning. So we can actually, there are many other things. I don't want to look like I'm betraying my former colleagues, senior security officials, but there are ways in which it can be established. You can drill down to the actual officers who are involved in those particular acts, and they are brought to book. They are punished. And if we don't do that, then we will have a rogue a rogue security system.
So after I've listened now to Matiang'i, you can clearly tell that now the government is the one which is sugarcoating the rogue police. Because polisi ya amefanya makosa. Badala sasa the government ichukue hatua against him, the government is the one now protecting him. Unataka kuniambia certain police like that ataweza kuchange kweli? Hatawahi change. Because anajua at the end of the day the government itafanya nini? Itamlinda. And that's why now we as a common mwananchi we are in a position where ni kama sasa tunajitegemeanga wenyewe. Because sahi polisi huwezi kubali sahi polisi anakushika na kupeleka kwa police station. Because tumeona sahi in police stations some of them are not safe. Utapelekwa baadaye utaambiwa nini? Ulijigongesha kwa ukuta. So up to now you can clearly tell things are not good, but it is the government must come out to clear the things. Waachane na hii mambo ya kupeana orders funny. Ati sijui wapige risasi kwa mguu, mtu yote mwenye anakaribia police station apigwe risasi. So unashangaa which country is this? So let us focus on the major things. Tuachane na hii mambo ati sijui piga huyu risasi, sijui piga kwa miguu. So unataka kuniambia mtu haizi kufa kama mpigwa risasi kwa mguu? It can cause a damage. Risasi ni risasi. Na risasi si peremende. So up to now the government they are trying to profile the youths or the demonstrators as the criminals. What's your opinion on this thing which William Samoei Ruto has said about the police? Drop opinion at the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for great support. Consider subscribing, commenting, liking and sharing. Let's meet in another video.